One, two, one, two. Check one, two. All right, I'm here. I still don't have it all together, y'all. I didn't have time yesterday when I got off of the air, and then had to. I didn't have time, but I will get it all together. All right, but I hope y'all can hear me. I believe y'all can see me. I can see me. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until about 5 o'clock, and yeah, well, okay, we got to talk about it a little bit. Got to talk about it a little bit. Um, the mug shot and all of that good stuff. I'm still checking out Wyatt. Wyatt is on, and he's talking, and oh my goodness, I thought today Wyatt was gonna be like balanced, but I'll get into it. I'll get into it. Before I do that, I had to do my hellos. I forgot to do my hellos yesterday. Y'all let me not do them. I blame y'all, the three of y'all that's watching right now. I blame y'all for me not doing my hellos yesterday. Nobody said, Emmanuel, you're just gonna ignore us and not say hello. So as we normally do, come on in, come on in, and say hi to me. Come in and say hi to me. Y'all know I love that. I appreciate that. Yeah, come on in and say hi to me. And I gotta address a few things that Wyatt said. I gotta address something that Lincoln said, which when he said, I get into it. I'll get into it. That I gotta address some stuff. But I gotta start out with the hellos. Gotta start saying hi. Say hello to me and tell me where you're checking me out from. That's the only kind of cost of admission. You don't really have to pay it. But I would appreciate it if you did. I would appreciate it if you did. Let's get going. Why is this computer running slow? Marie, good afternoon, Marie from North College Hill. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. And you first. You came first. Your first is always special. We got Terry. Terry, good afternoon. Checking in from downtown. Terry, thank you for joining. Thank you. We got Carolyn. Carolyn, she says, good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Carolyn, and thank you for joining the show. Karen, good afternoon. Westwood in the house. Good afternoon, Karen. Thank you for joining the show. I'm saying that genuinely. Thank you. Because you could be doing other stuff. Kim, hello. Hello, and thank you for joining the show. I appreciate it. We got Gloria. Gloria in the house says, good afternoon, E-Man, Facebook friends, TGIF. Gloria, where are you checking us out from? And good afternoon. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining me today. Thank you. We got Olympia. Olympia in the house. She says, happy Friday, everyone from Westchester. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. And welcome to the show, Olympia. Thank you for joining. We got Yo Underwood. Yo Underwood in the house says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Yo Underwood. Thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. We got David. David in the house. David says, good afternoon, little baby. E-Man and the afternoon experiment fam. Checking in from the universe. The universe. All right. David, thank you. Good afternoon. And welcome to the show. Thanks for joining. Deborah Simmons. Forest Park in the place. In the house. It just get a little old saying the same thing. I don't know what to say. Forest Park is here. Good afternoon, Deborah. And thanks for joining the show. I appreciate it. We got Regina. Regina in the house. Madisonville in the house. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining the show. Regina, thank you. And I think I saw you over on Wyatt's show saying, Emmanuel just came on. Thank you. Thank you. Because then maybe Wyatt will stop his show in the next 25 minutes. If he know I'm on. We got a love-hate relationship. Not really the hate part, but we hate on each other a little bit. I like Wyatt. I like Wyatt. Good afternoon, Regina. And thank you for joining the show. Um, Gloria. Gloria says downtown. All right, downtown in the house. We got the Logic Slayer in the house checking in from Oakley. Good afternoon, Logic Slayer, and welcome to the show. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Phyllis. Phyllis in the house. Camp Washington, says Emanuel, and the afternoon experiment crew. Good afternoon, Phyllis. Thanks for joining. Bonita in the house. Hello, E-Man. Roselon checking us out. All right. Got Roselon in the house. Good afternoon, Bonita, and thank you for joining. Diane, Golf Manor, all up in here. I don't know. I didn't like that. I just all up in here sound. I won't do that again. Diana. Hold on. Is it Diane or Diana? See, I can't really see it. It's Diane. Diane, thank you for joining the show, and good afternoon. Bonita says hello to everyone. Tabitha. Good afternoon, Tabitha. Thanks for joining the show. And Tabitha says she checking in from the West End. All right, West End. We got Sierra. What's up? Cold and rainy Boston. It is hot and muggy here in Cincinnati. Hot and muggy here in Cincinnati. But thank you for joining the show. I appreciate you. And good afternoon, Sierra. We got Jeannie in the house. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I feel like I'm screaming. I feel like I'm yelling. But I'm excited. And that's what I do when I get excited. If you got kids watching and they're like, why is that man screaming? Or they're like, I don't like Emanuel because he... I still remember that day. There was somebody had their little kid, grandkid or whatever, call in. I don't like Emanuel. He is a mean man or something like that. It was hilarious. But I was trying to be nice to the little kid. I didn't want to bust him out and tell him, how old are you? Because you sound like much. Jeannie, checking in from Hamilton County near I-275. Good afternoon, Jeannie. Got Breenie, says good afternoon, North College Hill. Yes, North College Hill. Good afternoon, Breenie. Thanks for joining the show. Miss Pittsburgh in the house. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. She says good afternoon to everyone. Stephanie. She also says hi to everyone, and hi to you, Stephanie. Thank you for joining. McConnell in the house. Good afternoon, McConnell. Thank you for joining the show. My OSHA, one of my chief haters. How was this such a long week when I only worked 4 days? Happy Friday from Abandale. Okay. I'm not even going to, it's because I know you're trying to provoke me. By pointing out that you don't even have to work all that hard to make all the money that you make. I know you're trying to provoke me. I'm not going to fall for it today. I'm in a good mood. I'm not falling for it. Good afternoon, my OSHA. Let me see. Did I say hello to Pamela? Pamela Kinney in the house checking in from North Avondale. Good afternoon. Myosha, it was his grandmother. Who made him do it. Brent, I believe, put it up on that Friends of the Buzz page. He got the actual audio up there, and it was his grandmother. And I listened to it every once in a while, and I just laugh because it was funny. But Pamela Avondale, all right. Good afternoon, Pamela. Thanks for joining the show. Kevin, good afternoon. Loveland, Ohio is in the building. All right. See, he wrote it, so I didn't have to say it. So it sounds all right. Kevin, good afternoon. Carolyn says, why are there only 4 people on this live? It's more than 4. Oh, hold on. Let me put the chat up. It's more than 4. It may only be 4 depending on which page you're on, because I'm on a lot of different pages. So depending on which page you're on, you're on the Facebook Afternoon Experiment page. the Facebook Afternoon Experiment page. But I'm on a lot of different pages. That's why. Erica, but Carolyn, good afternoon. Erica, good afternoon from Reading. So Reading is here. Reading is present and accounted for. Good afternoon, Erica. Good afternoon. And Nikki. Nikki says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Nikki. Thank you for joining the show. All right. I think that's about it. That's anybody who comes in after this. And it's just implied. It's just implied. Let's see. Hold on 1 minute. Gotta put something up here. Gotta put something up here. We'll put that up there. All right. So what do we have to talk about? What is there to talk about today? I know Trump and the indictment and all of that kind of stuff, the mugshot. For the few people who may not have seen the mugshot, hold on, let me see if I can. It's not gonna. Oh, why? Why are you doing that? Let's see. You got the mugshot there. Former President Donald Trump shown in a police booking mugshot released by Fulton County Sheriff. And okay, they're already selling it. They're already selling it. Putting it on T-shirts, putting it on mugs, putting it on anything you can think of. But, we all knew that. We all knew that was going to happen. We mentioned that was going to happen yesterday. We knew that would be the case. And I'm not mad at him, believe it or not. I'm not mad at him for that. I am not mad at Donald Trump for that. Not at all. I knew he was going to do it. It's the smart thing to do. It makes sense to do. If I thought that I could go get my old mugshot and put it on a shirt and make millions of dollars selling it, I would do it. Actually, I have 2 old mugshots. 2 old mugshots. I've been technically arrested twice. Not that I'm proud of it, but it is the fact. Technically, I've been arrested twice. Once was like a little warrant. Like, I forget what I got a ticket for something. And, if you don't pay the ticket or show up, then they issue like a little bench warrant or whatever. And then I was driving through Springdale and the police pulled me over and they're like, hey, there's a warrant out for your arrest. And I'm like, what? And they're like, it ain't that big of a deal. But we'll just take you in, we'll process you, and then we'll recite you. So, yeah, they actually took me in. They cuffed me. They took me to the police station, made me turn and face the other way as they punched in the code to get in the door, walked me in, and the rest of it is a little hazy because it was a long time ago. I remember I had on a purple silk shirt. Don't ask me why I had on a purple silk shirt, but I had on like a purple silk shirt. Like disco shirts back in the day. Why am I the only person who remembers disco shirts? I remember disco shirts. Disco shirts was like these little satin shirts, and they came, but they didn't have a top button, but they were satin. And that was really the only thing that made it a disco shirt, was that it didn't have a top button, so you couldn't button it all the way up. But I had on this purple silk shirt, and they took me in, they fingerprinted me, and they took my mugshot. I don't remember if I had to do, straightforward to the side. I don't remember if I had to do all of that. I don't remember if I had to do all of that. But I do remember that mugshot, and because time out. I listened to the Lincoln Ware show today. I couldn't really comment much because, again, I'm still doing a lot of editing, getting ready for the show in September. And I listened to Wyatt Live today. He's still on. But I didn't get a chance to do as much commenting as I wanted to because I was doing some editing and then I was doing some driving. Y'all know I will do some commenting while I'm driving because I'm, really skilled that I can kind of text and drive and all that kind of stuff and not be a danger. But you do have to tone it down. So I can't every time I feel like saying something, say something. And because of the way I talk to text, it be messing my stuff up. And then I be, looking like other people. I be looking like other people, like, this N can't spell. This don't make no sense. And I'll be like, I was talking, I was saying it, and it didn't get what I was saying right. So either way, I listened to Lincoln, I listened to Wyatt. Some of this is gonna be a response to some of the stuff I heard on those shows, and some of it is just stuff. But yeah, so I had to take the shot. I don't remember if they did the profile, but I think I was smiling in that mugshot. I think I was smiling in that mugshot because I think I had on my purple silk shirt and I was on my way to. I don't cuss. But I don't think that that's actually a cuss word. If you got, I can say it without saying that word. I was on my way to, get some vagina when they pulled me over. So I was feeling good. Like, okay, y'all gonna process me. Y'all gonna let me go. I'm gonna get out of here. Me and my purple silk shirt. I had on a purple silk shirt and I had on some white jeans. Some white jeans. Purple silk, white jeans. I was going to, get some vagina. So they pulled me over. So when I took my first mug shot, I think I was smiling. So I was happy. Hey, about to get some, man. You know what I'm saying? I was happy. So I might have been smiling in my first one. The second one, I wasn't smiling at all. I was so mad. And that's why I don't care what y'all say about Donald Trump's picture. He looked like the devil. Come on, that was just stupid. That was stupid to me. He looks angry, mean, all of that stuff. But I remember if he feels like, and I'm sure he's convinced himself, if he feels like, hold on, let me see if I can put that back up there. If he feels like he's been unjustly prosecuted and persecuted and now arrested and processed, you get mad. You get mad on that one. And so that was the way I felt during that last prosecution. Like, I can't believe I'm up in this month on some bull, So they like, oh, look at the camera. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, F your camera. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all got control of my person. So I'll do what y'all tell me to do because I don't want to get my ass beat up in here. But look at the camera. I want to look at your camera. F your camera. Ooh, take these fingerprints. The second time I got arrested, they didn't do the ink. It was all digital, and they spray a little water on the little thing, and you roll your finger across that, and it digitally does your fingerprints. First time it was the ink. Second time it was water. And no, again, for my first one, I was happy. But the whole process might have taken 15 minutes. And I heard somebody say the next man got, no, the next man didn't get it. I made a phone call when they pulled me over and they told me, like, we're about, we're going to have to process you. So we got to take you to the station. I made a phone call. Yeah, cell phones was out. It was a little flip deal. And I made a phone call. Like, hey, I'm going to be a little late. Keep it warm. No, I didn't say that. I'm going to be a little late. I said, what happened? I can't really explain it right now. I'm being arrested. What? Sorry, baby, calm down. I got this. Why are you so calm? Because I am that man. I was talking mad stuff. I knew it wasn't no biggie. I was going to get my picture taken. That was it. I was going to get my picture taken. I knew that. So no, nobody else got it. I got out and got it. And I tore it up. No, I'm just. But that first time, no biggie. That second time, I was mad. Second time, I was mad. it is what it is. I don't have a problem with him doing the thing, doing the mug shot, selling the mug shot, with him little scowl in the mug shot. He's trying to project strength and all of that. I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with that. I did have a problem with the idea that, oh, he looked like he wouldn't do nothing for black people. And oh, he looked like the devil. He don't look like the devil. He looks mad. He looks, mean. But the devil? He looked like the devil. Like, come on. People oversell it on both sides. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Why can't we why can't we just be like normal people? Why can't we accept that some of the people that we like can do wrong? And some of the people we hate, just because they do wrong don't necessarily mean they're evil. It just means they did wrong. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all be so overboard on both sides. And I get it. Look, I was listening to Wyatt, and Wyatt made a point. Wyatt said, look, y'all would think I be going hard for Trump. But I don't really be going hard for Trump. I don't really be going hard for the Republicans. What he perceives, my understanding of, what he perceives is the thing that he's doing is he's listening to basically the black media outlet here locally, the Buzz. And he's kind of being the counterbalance to that. So if the Buzz was balanced, he would be more balanced. But because the Buzz is always anti-Republican, he has to come on and be kind of anti-Democrat, or at least point out that, oh, y'all act like the Democrats love y'all. The Democrats don't love y'all. So he's like, there's a method to his, what I'm going to say madness, because that's the saying. There's a method to his madness. Like, he ain't in the tank for the Republicans. Now, I'm not going to lie. I don't know. Do you take calls from black, not Democrats? I take calls. Bro, the numbers on the bottom of the screen, 513-717-5464. And I take calls as they come in. Actually, I haven't tested the phones. So hopefully the phones will be up and working. But I take calls as they come in. So if you want to call, go ahead and call. 513-717-5464. I'll answer the phone and we can have a conversation. If this is the guy who calls Wyatt, I don't remember the name you go by. Drop something or another. If this is you, I would love for you to call, because sometimes you say like really far out there, nonsensical stuff. And I'll be like, what in the world? What in the hell? But if you want to call, please feel free to call. I'll take calls. But Jason says drop squad. Okay, drop squad. All right. If that's you, that might not be him. Let me do that. So just in case, I will hear the phone. Go here. All right. So that should be what was I saying? But yeah, so he says basically, he go hard like he do because he's trying to balance the one side. Can I suggest, and far be it for me to tell somebody how to do what they do, but you can't be mad if I tune into your show and all I hear, and this is anybody, is one side is good, the other side is not good. How could you expect me to not believe that you trying to win me over to one side or another? Oh, hold on, got the phone ringing, and I don't hear it. But hold on, let me see. Hold on a second. Let me get these audio settings together. Why is it coming out of there? Speaker should be here, and microphone. I think that should be caller. How you doing?
Are you the king?
Uh, I'm the king of talk.
Okay, you the king of talk.
Yes.
I appreciate the proper description of my radio podcast stature in the Cincinnati area, starting with the Nathan Ivey show back on Spreaker back in the day. And now you got Wyatt Live. Then we had the collaboration between you and Wyatt Live, the King and I.
Which I would love to
So
do that over
now,
again.
yeah, so because I remember last time I called King and I, you act like you ain't know who I was.
I didn't.
Did you listen to the Nathan Ivey show at all for the previous 4 years?
Never, not even one time. He had me blocked.
Wait. Because you were on the air at the time on the Buzz.
Right.
You weren't on at the same time Nate had his morning show.
Right, but he had me blocked. That's what I'm telling you. He had me blocked.
From where? From YouTube? From Spreaker? Because that's how his show started, on Spreaker. Well, then he went over to YouTube.
I know that his show was on Facebook and
okay, I don't know about Facebook because I don't mess with that.
But to answer your question, no, I never, not even one time, I didn't hear a single Nathan Ivey show.
Okay, do you know who Glenn?
Yes, I
rest
know.
in peace, Glenn from Mason.
Yes.
And you know his radio talk show prowess.
Yes, sure, yeah.
And you've never heard of the guy he used to go back and forth with on the Nathan Ivey show. No, if you knew a Glenn, if you knew Glenn from Mason from other shows, and then as Nathan Ivey emerged from 2017 to right before COVID, and then after that.
Hold on, can we do something real quick, just for me, because I want to be respectful. What name do you go by?
Drop Squad 52, but I got banned from YouTube. I mean, not from YouTube. I got banned from Twitter because I used to drop hell of a videos and memes, and they banned me on Twitter. So I came back with a different name, and it's Black Not Democrat.
How would you like me to refer to you?
Oh, everybody call me Drop.
All right, Drop. That we'll go with that. I didn't know
you.
Yeah,
and the Drop. Can I explain how I attained that name, Drop Squad 52?
Yes, but let me say this first. I didn't know you back in the day. When you first called, when it was the King and I did not know who you were. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful or anything. I genuinely didn't know who you were, and you were talking to me like I should know you, but I didn't know you. But I know who you are now, and I will refer to you as Drop. And so you can tell me how you got the name Drop Squad 52.
Okay, and again, like I said, I appreciated the description you gave to me before I called in, because back in the 80s, I'm 62, back in the 80s when I was learning about politics and shit, I was questioning why I was a Democrat. So as I started learning about how politics was working in the 90s, Spike Lee came out with a movie called Drop Squad 52. Do you remember that movie, Emanuel?
I do not.
Oh, okay. The movie, it was in the 90s, and you remember how black folks was everywhere in the 90s. In music, television, black folks was everywhere. Culture was exploding. Okay, so there was a thing how black people went into corporate America and they were selling certain things to the black community using stereotypes.
Okay.
Like fried chicken, 40 ounces, hoochie mamas, and, that kind of stuff. So the premise of the movie was to go get these so-called sellouts who voted Republican for Ronald Reagan, take them to this lab, this underground facility, and deprogram them.
Okay.
And they call that deprogramming Drop Squad, they would drop a N-word. Okay, so that's why I came up with that name, because back in the 80s, I was, like I said, I was black, but I was not talking that black Democrat BS. So I
Okay.
call myself Drop Squad 52.
What can we explore that for just a moment?
Yes, sir.
What did you find out when you began to question whether or not or why you were a Democrat, and you came to the conclusion that, well, maybe let me pause on that question. So what are you now?
I've been voting Republican since 1988.
All right. And
That was at the end of Ronald Reagan.
all right. And why?
Because I had just gotten out of the United States Marine Corps. I served 7 years in the United States Marines, stationed on the West Coast,
Okay.
San Diego, and I was just really starting to vote, being aware, because I had just gotten married, okay? But when I was in the military, I was getting my absentee ballots from Detroit. I'm just checking all the D's. I ain't know shit about politics. I'm 20 years old. So in 1988, I got out of the military. I started working for the post office, and I started searching for music on the AM station. Just so happens it was Rush Limbaugh. He was just coming up in 1988, and he was on this station that I thought was a sports station that I listened to when I was in San Diego. So I started listening to him, Emanuel, and that's when it all started. That is when my knowledge of the both parties, mainly the bullshit of the Democrat Party.
All right, but
It's really.
But drop, you didn't actually answer my question, or at least not the way that I was hoping. I'm asking ideologically, not the steps that led to it, because apparently you're still voting Republican. So ideologically, why do you lean Republican?
Because of their ideology.
What? What about
If you
their
know
ideology?
what the Republican Party's ideology is, which is reflected in their platforms when they have their presidential election.
Well, hold on.
Okay, which
Wait,
has got to be voted on by the
wait a minute.
delegates.
Hold on, wait a minute.
So
Wait
the
a minute.
platform can vary.
Drop. Tell me what let me say this. The platform almost means nothing in all reality. They both have a platform, and the platform says one thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what they actually do. But are you saying that you vote Republican because you agree with what they vote on as their platform when they do their conventions?
No, because see, this is what black Democrats do when they ask questions of a black Republican. You know as well as I do, 88% of black people that are registered to vote for the Democrat Party. We both know that. At the times when the Republican Party wins presidential elections, it's because those black folks who aren't happy with the Democrat Party, they stay home.
But
They don't vote for Republicans.
But drop.
So for you to for you to ask me, what is it about Republicans that make me vote Republican?
Right.
That should not be the question. The question should be, why are you not a Democrat?
No.
That should be the question.
No, that's not the question. That might be a question that you want to ask to a Democrat. But I'm speaking to a guy who says, basically, I'm a Republican. And I'm asking, I'm not here to say that you're right. I'm not here to say that you're wrong.
Right, because you rarely get the opportunity to ask another black man this question.
And when
you don't have the experience
and when
in doing it.
They normally give a lot of BS like what you're doing right now instead of answering. So,
but I bet you I'm the first one that flipped the question on you.
No, you're not. That's a old tactic. That's not new. If you thought that was new, I'm sorry to tell you, that's super old. So, but what I'm asking is, instead of flipping the question, why are you a Republican? That's all I'm asking.
Okay, I will say it again. In this country, we only have two choices, Emanuel. Okay? So when I'm told, based on the campaigning of the Democrat Party, I'm told that you're supposed to vote for our party because the other party is racist, then I ask myself, well, if I don't need any of the things that the Democrats are offering because of my position in life, and I look at what the Republicans are offering, guess what? I'm going to vote for them.
So then, okay, so then let
But
me
it's
approach
my
this another
choice.
way. Let me approach this another way. So what are the Republicans offering?
It depends on your individual situation as a
I'm
black
asking
person in
about
this
your
country.
individual
Okay,
situation as a
because
black person in this country.
my individual reason
Uh-huh.
for voting for the other party
All right, we're about to get it.
is because of the things that they're offering at that time in that election.
What
Because
things?
there have been times
What things? What are those
that
things?
those things don't matter. Because when you said
Oh,
ideology, you know what the definition of ideology.
what?
It's what the party stands
Oh my
for.
God.
But
So
as our culture changes, therefore our constituents change. We have more of a melting pot. There's no longer black versus white in this country.
so
Okay?
can I boil this down? Can I boil this down? And then you tell me how wrong I am. Based on what you've said, this is what I've gathered. You're a Republican because you were led to believe by forces in the community that you were supposed to be a Democrat and you wanted to rebel against the forces in the community. So you're a Republican. You don't really have a reason why you're a Republican, like why they're good or why they're better. It's just they're not the Democrats, and you were told you're supposed to vote Democratic, and you're a rebel. And being a rebel, you have to do the opposite. So you're a Republican because you're a rebel.
No, those words that you used were intentional. I am not rebelling against a right that I have as a citizen of this country by choosing to vote who I vote for. Because remember, Emanuel,
No, you're
the
rebelling
voting booth.
against what
I,
you perceive to be the common belief in particular the black community. So you're not rebelling against your rights. You accept your rights, but you're rebelling against what you believe to be the common belief in the black community.
no,
That's what you said.
no. No, it ain't what I said. That's what you interpreted, bro.
But
Because you talking
tell
about.
me again. What did
Wait,
you say?
hold it, back up. You asked me to interpret what you just put out there, and I'm telling you, your interpretation has merit if you eliminate the words rebelling.
Well, what
I'm
word
not
would you?
rebelling against shit.
Well, what
I'm
word
making
would
a
you put in
choice.
there?
I'm making a choice that the Democrat Party says I don't have, and if you make it, you will run the risk of putting these white folks with the R by their name in charge of this country, and we're gonna whatever bullshit they want to add to that.
So you don't really. So again, your reason
I'm just
for voting.
exercising my choice.
Right. So again, your reason for exercising that choice, because we're all exercising a choice, even if that
Right.
choice is
All
not to vote.
politics is local too, Emanuel.
So the reason that you elect to vote Republican is what again?
Because it's my choice. It's based on my situation where I am.
But it's not
right
based
now.
on any ideological
No.
or anything. It's just
No,
just to be
no,
different.
we don't. Why? No, that's wrong, Manuel. Because we don't live on a plantation. We are not a monolith. Black people have moved way beyond the political strategy that is used against them during presidential and other major elections.
I agree.
And what they'll do, they'll make a local situation, like in Cincinnati.
All right.
They'll take a local issue that will benefit the party nationally.
All right.
And leave those local people dependent on Washington, D.C. to fix something that their local mayor or city council should be fixing. Oh. Okay?
So
it happens all over this country. Look at the mayor in New York City, a proclaimed sanctuary city and a proclaimed sanctuary state. Now he's voicing his frustration with the federal government not handling a national issue that has directly affected a local municipality that just so happens to be run by the same party that caused that influx of migrants to these sanctuary cities and sanctuary states.
All right. Now, for what you actually call, because I'm sorry, I apologize. I got you sidetracked because I wanted to ask that question, and I still don't know the answer, but it's not that important anymore. What did you actually call about?
I actually called to ask you that all these things that are happening to Trump, the 4 indictments, the 4 pending cases, yes, him being the front runner in the Republican Party, President Joe Biden is the thing that's got the Democrats worried because he just might not make it, because physically we can see the decline right before our eyes. And are the Democrats worried that people like me who voted for him in 2020, 74 million of us, will still vote for him now? Is that why they're doing all these things? Because we all know, Emanuel, that there will never be a trial before November 5th, 2024. Yes, we do.
No, we don't. We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. How do you know that? What factual information do you have that lets you?
Okay,
so you may believe it, but you're saying this.
No,
different
I'm
than
getting ready to tell you.
But go ahead.
I'm getting ready to tell you. The case in Georgia, which is a state case in one county, it's over 150 counties in the state of Georgia. No other county district attorney back Fonnie Willis.
Okay.
Okay.
So based on that, we know for a fact
out of the 18 RICO defendants, 13 are lawyers. One of them already pulled Fannie's card by requesting a speedy trial, which she had to agree will start October 20-something.
She seemed to be 100% on board with that. Like, yeah, let's go. So if one of the defendants wants a speedy trial and she has agreed to a speedy trial, again, I'm asking a simple.
The whole case.
Again, I'm asking.
She's got to expose the whole case.
Hold on, I'm asking a simple question. You said you know for a fact that no trial is ever gonna happen.
Right.
And I
know for a fact. And I'll tell you why.
Hold on, wait. Let me get the question out. I believe that you believe that no trial will ever happen. But how do you know, listen to these words, for a fact that it won't happen? What facts do you have that lets you know for a fact that it won't happen?
See, again, another one of those questions that radio talk show people who happen to be black will throw out against a person
asking
who's
about
not
facts.
A black Democrat.
You say you know something for a fact, and I ask, how do you know it to be a fact? And that's a gotcha question?
No, because even the judge doesn't know it's a fact.
But
because
then how do you know it's a fact?
The judge has to follow the law.
Oh, my God.
Okay, Emanuel?
Okay, they have
so
to
the fact that I'm only talking about this one RICO case in Georgia because that's the one that's scheduled to go first. It's 19 defendants.
You said.
Okay, Emanuel, they have the same DA.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You said the case against Trump will never go to trial. That's what you said.
Yes, that's what I said.
And you said that you know this. Not you believe it, but you know it. That means it's factual.
Right, I know it. No. You can throw the word fact in there if you want to. That's not the issue. The point is
so
the law.
You believe it. Okay.
The law states that any duty that Trump did as the sitting president cannot be prosecuted in a state court.
But again, that would be.
So if you wait until he's out of the White House and you try to charge him for something he did while he was in the White House, your case is going to get thrown out.
Again, I think you're misunderstanding possibly a point. None of his official duties will be prosecuted.
The phone call to the Secretary of State.
Not the
Trump was president.
How was that a part of his official duties? That's what will be litigated. So everything so wait a minute. So you genuinely
who's in charge of the executive branch, Emanuel? Who's in charge of the executive branch? The president.
So you literally
what is in the executive branch? The Attorney General, the Chief Law Enforcement.
Really, you just gonna try to overtalk me? Come on. You
I know I shouldn't have
genuinely
did that. You too smart for that.
you genuinely believe that literally everything Donald Trump did while he was in office
See, there you
is
go again.
covered. It's a question. Do you
You
literally
throw it in
believe
these adjectives.
it's
You
a?
throw in these adjectives because
They're
you know
important because
that
they're
people
important.
hang on these key words. People hang on the
Exactly.
words.
They are key words. See, you believe you can just say stuff and then be as generic and bland as you can so that people can't focus on the words that you're saying. But I'm of the
Okay, let
belief
me ask you this.
that
Let
words
me ask you this.
actually
You've
matter.
been asking me questions. Can I
Okay.
ask you this?
You may.
Okay,
Sure.
let me give you a
Hold on.
little analogy.
Just so you know, I might
okay?
not answer it because I don't think you've answered a single one of my questions yet. But go ahead.
Of course, because you don't want an answer because that's how you
I
phrase the
actually
question.
do want an answer.
Okay, no, you don't. But anyway, here's an analogy. Okay, here's the analogy.
Oh,
It's like you know, like somebody in your family know how to make some hell of a macaroni and cheese. Okay,
right.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yes.
Okay, as you eat that macaroni and cheese, right? You savoring the entire flavor, right?
Yes.
You ain't sitting there saying, "Ooh, girl, wait, did you get that cheese from Ralph's or did you get that cheese from Whole? Girl, this cheese is like, Girl, did you make them noodles yourself?" No. See, that's what you try to do when you get a black person who does not agree with the Democrat agenda.
I don't care if
You
you
try
agree
to
with the
get
Democrat agenda.
sidetracked. You try to get sidetracked with these irrelevant
I'm
questions
just trying to ask simple.
when
These are
it's pertained
every question that I've
to
asked
Donald
is a
Trump.
super simple question. It's a super simple question. Hold on,
No,
let me
you're
drop.
trying to tie.
Drop. Do you realize that one of the things that will be litigated is whether or not some of the things that he's charged with fall under his official duties? Do you understand that?
Yes.
So then how is me asking you if you believe that what he did falls under his official duties somehow a trap gotcha question?
Because if you remember, the only reason that 13, I think it's 13 or 10 out of the defendants in this RICO case are all Trump lawyers who were advising Trump while he was the sitting president. The only reason that their testimony is being used against them because there's a thing which the Democrats and the Biden justice system destroyed called attorney-client privilege. They judge shopped, found the judge, and threw out that privilege because they said Trump created this major deadly crime to America.
Okay.
That's the only reason we're here, and that's why I'm telling you, not the facts that you want.
Right. As
I'm
long as
I'm not
we're
a college
clear
graduate.
that you're not
I'm
speaking
giving
facts,
you.
you can say whatever.
I'm giving you.
Your
I'm giving
opinions.
you.
Your opinions.
What else?
Well, you could
What
give
else
me
I'm
facts.
gonna give you?
Facts.
How?
You're
I'm
somehow,
not working on the case.
You're somehow
I'm going
averse to
on.
facts.
I'm going on public. I'm going on public
You're averse to facts.
information.
We are not talking
Because
about facts. That we understand that. Go ahead.
See, again, I'm just a citizen. I like the way you treat me like I'm a politician. But I'm just a citizen.
I'm just a citizen.
I've heard you on the radio, bro, and when you had your corporate hat on.
That still makes me just a citizen.
No, you have. When you work for corporate radio, you follow a script, and you know it.
But that's not true. But okay, if you want to believe that, I'm not
Oh,
against.
so you telling me you could say what you want while you were on the air?
For the most part, yeah. Like, there are rules you can't
No,
use
you
profanity.
wait, hold
You can't use profanity.
You just kind of glossed over it.
No.
I'm
explaining.
those key words.
Right, I'm explaining.
The most part.
Exactly.
Explain
I'm trying to, if you'll let me. I can't use profanity and anything that would get the station in trouble, like fine from the FCC.
Case closed.
But short of that,
case closed.
Yeah, I could say anything I wanted to say.
Case closed. No, you couldn't. You just told the listeners your restrictions, Emanuel. So please stop. But let's go back.
You won that.
To me answering. Thank you. But let's go back to you answering your questions to a person that's been defined as a non-Democrat that happens to be black. I think that's how you put
you're
it.
You're a Republican.
But everybody knows I'm black.
Okay, and?
That's how I established my stronghold on the Nathan Ivy Show, other shows back in the day that I used to call talk
Bro, you
radio.
got to move forward. The past is the past. We
No,
talking about
no,
right
no.
now.
I am. No, you know why I haven't moved? Because the Democrat Party has not changed their tactics.
All right, so don't
They
vote.
still
So
come at
don't
black
vote for
folks the same way
Democrats.
they always have.
Okay, so don't vote for Democrats. I'm okay with that.
Okay, but so why do people who are in the public eye get more crap from other black people than they do white people when they speak against the Democrat Party?
I don't.
Emanuel,
that question
please,
didn't
my
even make
brother,
sense to me.
please.
Can you restate? Hold on. Can you restate the question in a way that it makes some sense?
Okay, here we go. Perfect way it makes sense.
All right.
People like myself, over the years, who've expressed publicly that they do not vote Democrat have been called sellout, Uncle Tom, bootlicker, what's the other one? Coon. What's the other one?
All right, what's
the
black
face of white.
So what's the
you remember what they called Larry Elder?
Oh my goodness. So what's the question?
And black folks fell for that bullshit, just like when black folks
like
were told, when black folks were told by the Democrat Party that Bill Clinton is your first black president, shut up and accept it.
What's the question?
The question is, Emanuel, do you notice, since you have attained this new role as new black media,
do I notice?
Have you noticed that there are more voices like mine out there now?
No.
Less since Trump? Because you already said not more.
Probably about the same. I've been hearing I've been hearing black Republicans my entire life. That's not new, bro. You're not breaking any new ground, and that's why I think you trying to be some sort of you don't like the word, but it is what it is. Trying to be some kind of rebel and think you blazing some new path to glory, bro. That path is scorched and burned and trodden all over. What you're doing is not new. There have been black Republicans for a long time. That doesn't make you special. It doesn't make you bad.
No,
it
that's
doesn't
not
make
what I'm
you
trying
good.
to do.
It doesn't make you special. You just another black dude who votes Republican. Ain't nothing.
Okay, but see, Emanuel, like I told the Nathan Ivy Show, like I told Wyatt Live, I'm not really calling to convince you of anything or to debate you. I'm calling because you're allowing me to speak, and I'm speaking to the people in your chat. Because I'm looking at the chat on my 55-inch TV. I'm looking at it.
And you realize the majority of your audience,
the majority of your audience agrees with you and your line of questioning for this black Republican instead of asking me, what is it about the Democrat Party that made you leave?
No.
You're asking me, what is it about the Republican Party that makes me vote for Republican?
Right.
It's 88%, Emanuel. 88%.
So what?
Voted for Joe Biden.
All right. Hey, I appreciate
Hillary
your
lost.
call. Do me a favor. Because I got to run.
Yes, sir.
I want you to do me one favor. If you ever decide to call this show again, and you're more than welcome to, try, just for me, to think about what it is that the Republican Party offers you, and then let me know what that is. If you can do that for the next time.
I'm sorry. I got to get used to it. I already told you it's called choice. But thank you for listening to me.
They both offer choice. But all right. Hey,
I see again. Maybe you just won't accept what I say. But again, I might start putting you in my rotation, Emanuel. Okay, bro? Right. Because you letting me talk. And I'm pretty sure as our calls evolve, we'll come up with something that might work a little bit better, and you won't lose people in your chat. So thank you. Have a good weekend, and be safe in them streets, Emanuel.
All right. That's Drop. And I'm not against Drop. I got nothing against him. And it's my question. Remember, I was doing the Republican challenge, and I was asking Republicans a simple question. What are they doing for you? What are they doing for you? I don't think that's like some sort of a horrible question to ask. Don't people ask that of the Democrats all the time when they go to talk about people being a Democrat and being on the plantation? So, well, what do they offer you? What do they get? What are you getting out of it? It's a legitimate question to ask. I was a Democrat, and then I started listening to Rush Limbaugh, and I started voting Republican. Why? Well, see, you trying to trap somebody. No, I'm asking you why. You could, I, I imagine there are reasons why you're voting for, or wholeheartedly sticking with a party. It doesn't sound like a bad question to ask. I've asked hardcore. Speaking of Glenn, I've asked Glenn because I got on Glenn all the time. Like, Glenn, you are so democratic. Like, the Democrats could say we going back into slavery. Y'all don't remember me saying this. I told him Barack Obama could stand up and say, okay, I'm not gonna do it. We're going back into slavery. And Glenn would have been like, yeah, we're gonna be slaves again. Hey, Glenn, we're gonna be slaves. He got a plan. And I was like, you can't. Hold on a second, CK. I was like, you can't be that sold out to the Democratic Party that no matter what, you gonna roll with them. So what are you getting out of it? I asked the same question to Democrats. I'm gonna ask you the question if you come in here riding hard, I'm anti-Democrat. All right, I vote Republican. All right, why? That's not a trick question. It's not a trick question. And maybe next time, if he calls back, he'll actually have an answer. And I'll be like, okay, because I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. You got a right to vote for whoever you want to vote for. All right, let me get CK.
Praise God. Hey, man, I just been watching your show and I heard your last caller.
All right.
Fascinating. Fascinating radio talk. You hear me? On the internet side of the game.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Now, I'm the opposite of him. I can answer every question he avoided. You know what I mean? Because I also converted in 1988. I remember it like it was yesterday. Now, ask me the questions and I won't avoid nothing.
All right.
I answer every question.
Okay, let me get the first one out. What did you convert from and what did you convert to?
From blue to red, from a Crip to a Blood.
Okay, wait, let me just be clear. Are we talking gangs here, like literal gangs? What did you actually convert from and to?
I was riding with them Crips, Livingston, and then, like he said, start listening to Rush. Remember, I had him ranked number 1, and I had Livingston ranked number 2.
Hold on, wait.
You know what I mean?
I gotta stop you because I know I think, and I have to be sure. Are you using Crips as some sort of a euphemism and Bloods as, or are we talking politics or are we talking gang warfare here? What use
Yeah.
so say it. Say what were you and what did you become?
From liberal to conservative. 1988. Michael Dukakis, George Bush.
All right. So
remember we had.
So you were
did
a
y'all
Democrat.
have?
Hold on, I had to interpret.
I'm sorry.
So
I gotta answer every question.
So you were a Democrat and you switched to being a Republican?
Yep, same year he did.
All right. Why?
I hate black people. Well, let me say it straight. I don't hate black people. I hate African American people. Why you would want to go with the party that's against African Americans?
What is happening? I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on right now.
I'm trying to tell you, this is why he didn't want to answer. You asking him some tough questions. So that's why every question he was hitting you back with a question himself, because he didn't want to answer the real. Listen, when you switch over from the drop your blue flag and pick up the red flag, it's because, like he said, soon as he started listening to Rush convinced you that black people are no good. If you ever listen to a show?
I listened to it a couple times.
And how did he feel about black people, in your opinion?
Well, I don't really know. Sometimes it's the same reason why I can't really listen to Fox News, because they don't focus on actual information. They focus on, saying provocative and inflammatory things. And I know some people would say, well, MSNBC does the same thing. Not so much. Like, they actually present information and then give their opinion, whereas on Fox, they present something and then they just start talking off the wall all willy-nilly crazy. And you'd be like, what? And that's also what I perceive with Rush Limbaugh. Like, we're not going to actually talk about information. We're not going to, really even attempt to rightfully discern the facts and the spin. We just gonna ramble and say the most provocative, inflammatory things that we can say, and then roll with it.
That's why he told you about the 55-inch TV he was reading the comments on. He didn't want to talk about the subject matter, just like Larry Elder, the candidate for the Republican Party. They didn't even let him do the debates. He didn't even qualify for debates because they hate black people, so they won't even let his black ass debate. That's why he's a Republican. People convert because they hate, you know what I mean? They hate their people. That's what he was trying to say. He didn't want to be truthful with his response.
I like to think that that's not true. All right? Just being completely honest. I like to
You think Larry Elder likes black people?
I don't know, because I don't know Larry Elder. But here's
okay.
I'd like to think that here's the case. They look at kind of ideologically, and I think a lot of people do. Wyatt was talking about something today, which I was like, I've talked about that before. The whole difference between, I believe a whole lot of black people are conservative. I believe as a community, a lot of us. I mean, a lot of us have went crazy, but a lot of us are really conservative in our beliefs, our belief in God. A lot of us don't believe in abortion. A lot of us don't believe, it's a whole lot of stuff. And y'all hear me talk about it all the time. Like, I agree with a lot of stuff that Republicans say they agree with. I just agree for a different reason. And so I believe that there are a lot of black people who see that, I'm going to say move, like, oh, they're Christian. Oh, they're anti-abortion. Oh, they don't believe in all of this like, you born a man, you a man, you born a woman, you a woman. And they see all of those things and they're like, I agree with a lot of that stuff. Like, I'm on board. But I don't think that they really look at how they move and how they operate. So I could sit here and tell you all day, hey, I believe a man should be faithful to his wife. I believe you should get married, be faithful to your wife, and take care of your family. But soon as I get up from this mic, go find me some side chick, hit it, and don't do nothing to take care of my family. And you like, hey, I stand with Emanuel. I agree with Emanuel, but look at what Emanuel actually doing. Like, just because he say he believe that, look at what he's actually doing. And I don't believe so I don't think it's, oh, I hate black people, so I'm gonna be a Republican. I believe what they say they believe, but I don't know that they necessarily look into what they actually do and whether or not, because you can kind of tell by their actions, like, do they actually believe that shit? Like, no, they don't.
Like affirmative action, like you said, actions, affirmative action. Republicans are against affirmative action because of what they think it could do for African American people. So you line yourself with the red party because it coincides, because you like, damn, I don't want these N-words, I can't say the word, but N-words, hard R, to get up by any means, no success. I don't want them to have any help. So we joined the conservative party to try to, to bring negativity to the black race. It's not because because my black friend in California, Flacco, he says he gets on his knees every day and pray to God for the downfall of LeBron James and President Obama. Only a black Republican even says that. I never even heard a white person say that, white Republican. So when you hear these people that's black Republicans, they have deep hatred for black people. That's why they joined the party.
Again, I don't
You know.
necessarily believe that to be the case. Look, if Drop Squad drop if Drop had said, "Look, here is what the Republican Party believes in, and that aligns with my beliefs," I'd have been like,
Hmm.
"That's reasonable and that's logical." He didn't say that, and I don't. But I do believe that there are people who are out there who look at what they do and they actually agree with what they do and what they say, and that's why they're Republicans. And I don't have no problem with it.
Yeah, but you got to understand they don't want the blowback and the negative feedback of telling the truth or how they really feel about. Because remember, he said he's black, but that don't mean just because he's black. You got to think when you black, you got a lot of black people that hate black people. You know what I mean?
That
So
that is
he
true.
can't.
You do.
Yeah. So you can't just come out and say, yeah, that's why I just told you the truth. The only reason I converted is not because I hate all black people, is because I hate African Americans. And I know the conservatives is in line with the destruction of black people. You know, if you look at a lot of our judges and a lot of our people in high office, they are Republicans, and they have hatred against black people, like Donald Trump. He's a good example. Remember, he was kicking black people out of his building, unauthorized, kicking them out just because of the race of their skin. So this is a deep hatred for African Americans that he has.
All right.
So, but he can't tell you that because it won't come off. You know, the blowback, the blow. You know what Kanye West went through.
Okay.
People can't. You know, so you gotta let these guys. That's why he kept hitting you with a question. He talking about 55-inch TVs. He talking about, listen, let's tell the truth of why we dropped the blue flag. We out for a lot of us are, you know, we look up to the white man and we hate our own skin. You know what I mean? So you know, so we look at them like, see, I wish I was white. If my family was white, you know, my mama would have left me something in the will and stuff like that. So this is why a lot of black people switch to conservative. It's not because of the beliefs or anything. They just know that in the main goal of a Republican conservative party is the destruction and annihilation of black people. You know what I mean?
All right.
And they try to use the Democrats slavery thing. Remember they said the party switched over the years. You remember that?
Yes, they did.
That's what they try to use. So that's what they saying. They saying that it's still like it was back in the day. They acting like it didn't switch. So a lot of black conservatives bring up that the Democrats was the ones in favor of slavery. And they still bring that up like it's true now.
Okay.
When in actuality, the conservative party is the ones pushing these laws to incarcerate African Americans longer than Caucasians. You know, it's for the destruction of the black people.
CK,
Mr. Livingston.
I appreciate your call, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. That was CK. Look, I'm not here to tell anybody to vote for anybody. You know who you are. You know what you believe. You know who you are and what you believe. I don't have to tell you. Yes, both parties has flaws. No doubt about it. And yes, there are a lot of, because I saw Nate, where Nate made a point. Hold on, where is it? Scroll a little more. All right, I don't see it. But Nate made the point that, yeah, some of these black people do not like other black people. Self-hatred is real, but I can't buy that the only reason a black person would switch to the Republican Party is because of self-hatred. I don't buy that. There are some people who feel how they feel. They raise how they raise. They believe what they believe. I believe that. Got Drop. Drop is on here. Drop says He's stuck on this. As he mentioned this on Wyatt's show. Bill Clinton, the first black president. If you have a problem figuring out if you're Trump or Biden, you ain't black. I would ask him what about it, but I'm certain he won't answer that question either. I'm just slightly picking with you, slightly. I mean it, but I don't mean it viciously. And he attributed that to me, that I believed that Bill Clinton was the first black president. That's what he said on Wyatt's show. But I'll tell you, I've never subscribed to that theory. I was offended by it when they said it. And I've been offended by it ever since. So then you can't paint me in that box. I fit in some boxes. It's got to be a big box. But I fit in some boxes. But that's not one of them. That's not one of them. And I think one of the issues, and what I would love to see happen more than anything, I actually think I do a decent job of this. I do. I think I do a decent job of this. Because to me, it's super simple, and we have to keep having these conversations over and over this simple stuff. People in general, but parties specifically, are about their own interests. Democrats play more to the black community because more black people vote for them. And they're going to do as little as they can to keep you voting for them. As little as they can to keep you voting for them. So if, okay, we got to get a black senator. All right, let's get a black senator. Let's, try our best to get behind him, get him in there. And that'll show them that we're on their side. We're not really on their side, but it'll look like it. We need their vote. They're going to do as little as they can to get your vote. Republicans, I think they've made up their mind. They're not going to vote for us. They the same way. We're going to do as little as we can to get your vote. And so since we not getting your vote, we ain't really going to do nothing for you. And they kind of like, y'all come over here and start voting for us, then maybe we'll do something for y'all. But that's just people. And these parties in particular. Now, neither one of them got love for black people. They got love for themselves. They all about that money. I keep telling y'all, politicians go up when they end up in Congress or end up as the mayor or as a city council person. Overwhelmingly, again, I'm sure there are some, dudes and women who get in it to help people and the community. I'm certain of it. But in my mind, that's not like something that they do on a grand scale. Like, the overwhelming majority, if I had to percent it out, I would say probably 85, 90 something percent are in it for themselves. Less than 10% are in it for the good of the whatever it is, the country, the state, the county, the city, the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They in it for themselves. I don't think any of them are they get up there and I need to get elected so that I can get elected, so that I can get elected, so that I can get elected, so that I can make some money. How do I get to the money? Where is the money? Look, we saw here locally. Look, I'm on city council, and apparently this is how you get to the money. So you want me to vote for your stuff? Show me the money. You want me to vote for your stuff? Show me some money. You want me to be a teammate? Show me some money. Like, this is how you do it. I got to get reelected. I'm a councilman. I got to become the mayor, because if I'm getting this kind of money as a council person, Can you think of the money that I can get as the mayor? And then when I move on from being the mayor to maybe being a congressman or, a state rep, you think of the money that I can get? I can work that? That's what it's about, in my opinion. But we want to holler and scream at each other about you're a Republican, you're a Democrat. Now, again, I lean much more heavily Democrat. Much more heavily. And it's partially because of what I said earlier. They're going to both do the least that they can do to get your vote. Well, the least that the Democrats can do is maybe a little more than the least that the Republicans can do. So, but ain't neither one of them doing nothing for you. Well, they doing a little bit. Who am I? Am I going to roll with the person who said, ain't doing nothing for you? Or the person who said, I'll do a little bit for you? I'm going to probably roll with the person who said, I'll do a little bit for you. But it don't mean they love you. It don't mean they care. All of this stuff is a numbers game. And it's numbers. It's money and votes. There's a few other things, but it's money and votes. If I can get all the money and all the votes, I'll do it. If I could get all the money with none of the votes, I'll do it. But since I need some votes to have access to this money, what I got to do to get your vote? Oh, you got to pass this Justice and Policing Act. Okay, I'm not going to do that. What can I do that's kind of close to that? Well, you can introduce it. All right, I'll introduce it. We're going to introduce the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Yeah, we got them to introduce it. Hey, at least they introduce it, bring it to the floor. Go to the Republicans. Hey, what can I do to get your vote? Do something about policing. I'm not going to do that. What about this Justice and Policing Act? Yeah, no. What about at least standing up and saying that police shouldn't beat the F out of black people? Nah, I don't want to say that. Well, what about, what you got to offer? Thoughts and prayers. What? That's it. So I'm voting for the dude who at least gonna put the act on the floor. But it ain't gonna pass. But at least something. But that something amounts to nothing. But your nothing amounts to nothing. So that's, it's all the same. Democrats ain't doing nothing for you. Neither are Republicans. Neither are Republicans. But that's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts on it. Don't call me talking about I'm a Republican. And then I start asking, I don't know. Can I just say this? How can you have a conversation and say that you know something for a fact? And then the person says, how do you know that to be a fact? And then you get mad because they're using the word fact. I'm sorry. I thought I had moved past it, but I haven't. Words have meaning. And if you say you know something, that, at least to me, that says it's factual and you know it. I know my name is Emanuel Livingston. I know it. Well, how can you prove it? Here's my birth certificate. Here's my social security card. Here's my mama. Tell them what my name is. Tell them what you named me. Daddy, tell them what you named me. I got all the evidence in the world. I know this. It's a fact. But what about him? I believe his name is Ted. Well, what make you believe that? See, that's the difference. So I know his name is Ted. How do you know his name is Ted? I just know it is. You got anything to back that up? Why are you asking for something to back it up? Because you said you know, which means it's a fact. How dare you ask me for facts? What? You use that little trick word in there. Fact. And don't get me wrong, everything don't have to be a fact. But you can say, I believe, I strongly believe. That don't make it a fact. But then I would still ask, but you believe that based on what? You are asking me why I believe. All right. But yeah, no, I knew that he would sell the shirts and all that kind of stuff. It's smart. I'm not mad at him for doing it. What else is going on? Y'all, I don't really have much else to discuss. Like this stuff, this arguing about Republicans and Democrats and all of that kind of stuff is I'm like so over it. I'm so over it. If you ask me, it's plain and simple. Democrats are better than Republicans. No, I'm just being silly about that. But I much more heavily lean towards Democrats. I lean towards, at least right now, the party that believes that trying to overthrow the United States government is actually bad, as opposed to the party that believes that trying to overthrow the United States government because you didn't win an election is good. So if you ask me right now, well, why are you been voting for Democrats lately? I would say because they think it's bad to try to overturn and overthrow the government. That's why. And I'm rolling with those people. That's who I'm rolling with. Until that party can stabilize itself and change its mind. It's the greatest country on earth. It's law and order. No, y'all not about that. Y'all not. I hear you. Well, the Democrats, Joe Biden, his son is a criminal and should be in jail. Have you watched BS High on Max? No, I never heard of it. What's it about? Never heard of it. What's it about? Oh, it is. Emanuel Livingston, who was the last Republican president you voted for? I don't think I've ever voted for a Republican presidential candidate. Ever. In my life. I turned 18. That was George Bush and what's that Dukakis? I didn't vote for either one of them. Just being honest. I didn't vote for either of them. I voted in that election, but I didn't vote for either of them. They fooled me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They had me with the whole Willie Horton and all that stuff. I was 18. I didn't recognize all of the, I knew it was kind of racial, but I didn't, recognize kind of how vicious it was and all that kind of stuff. Hold on a second, Fame. So I didn't vote for president there. Then I voted for Bill Clinton twice. Then I voted for, who did George W. Bush run against? John Kerry. I voted for John Kerry. And then I voted for, who did he run against the second time? I don't remember who he ran against the second time. But then I voted for Obama twice, and then I voted for Biden. I've never voted for a Republican for president. Not once. Fame. How are you? You sound a whole lot. Just so you know, you sound a whole lot like Blade today. What's on your mind? How? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did I treat him? How?
Because you were very supercilious.
All I did was
It
ask
was
him
very
simple
unbecoming.
questions. I asked him
No,
simple
you were
questions.
trying to insult the man.
How?
I just didn't really like your tone.
Oh, it was the tone. Okay.
It was just a bad look from Emanuel Livingston, a veteran talk show person.
Look. So it's a bad thing if a person says I vote Republican. It's bad to
That wasn't
say.
all he said. You were dismissive the whole damn
Hold on.
40 minutes.
It's bad to say why. That's bad.
I guess.
Oh, okay.
That, like I said, that wasn't the point I was tripping on. It was just the whole, and pretty much everything but that.
Oh,
You know, the way he was just handling him, like, damn, man. Like, what's all that about?
just ask the question, man. I just ask questions. Just like I'm asking you questions and how you're answering them. That's all I did.
Okay, if you say so. But the part I forgot was something about Trump. Oh yeah, listen, like I don't understand, like why it like really chaps my ass the way he is just continuing to harp on Trump being dissed or whatever, being mistreated or whatever. I'm like, okay, but he'll go out, oh, it ain't. As you see, it ain't just black people that get mistreated by the courts and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, but this rich, entitled cat is not the person to be barking that about. He'll be just fine. He's a multi-millionaire, 100 times over. He's got lawyers out the wazoo, and he's got a vexatious spirit. He'll sue the hell out of you for suing him.
I don't think
You know
he's
what I'm
being
saying?
mistreated though. I don't understand the people
I
who
don't
say he's
either.
being
I don't know
mistreated.
what he's saying. That's the only thing that like it's very baffling hearing that. It's just like sometimes I have to just even turn it off. Like I'll rock with the brother. I F with him.
Hold on, who are you
But
talking
like
about?
this,
Who are you talking about?
Wyatt, your man. Your partner in crime. I couldn't call his show because I was busy. And then yeah, but he like the third, fourth day in a row. It's like, why Trump? Out of all the people you can pick on to pick out to say that they're being mistreated by the government, why this guy?
I don't know. I don't think he's being mistreated.
I don't either. I mean, but see, you when you call me Gay Blade or whatever, that just threw me off. I didn't really, that wasn't neither one of those things were what I called to talk about, but it was something about Trump. You threw me off, so I had to manufacture a topic. I just want to welcome, just hope you have a nice weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. It's been real. Oh!
Oh my goodness. People who howl are not stable people. I learned that a long time ago. Anytime you're dealing with somebody and they howl, as a general rule, they're not stable. All right? That's something to live by. It's a little nugget from me to you. You talking to him, and he howls. Ooh! Yeah, I don't even remember what I was saying. I have a good one. All right, I'm out. Bye. Oh. Was it just me? Didn't he sound like Blade? I mean, he even used Blade's little tagline. Like, hi, buddy. He sounded like Blade. Howling is played out. Was it ever in? I missed the howling days. I missed the howling days. I don't ever recall when howling was in, but apparently it was, and now it is played out. Oh, it must have been like in the 70s, early 70s, when I was just a little kid. Um, oh, Brent, y'all couldn't hear the first. That's right, because I had him muted. Yeah, he started off with that voice, and he said, "Hi, buddy." I was like, "Is this?" So, all right, all right. So then it was just me. I was the only one who could actually hear him. 513-717-5464. Y'all know on Fridays I normally do First Amendment. Well, I'm supposed to be doing First Amendment Fridays, but I didn't pull up a First Amendment audit for y'all. I didn't pull up an audit. I'm sure I could find one though real quick. Am I gonna make a spinoff of the Trump T-shirt? I was actually thinking about making a Trump T-shirt. Oh, hold on. I pulled up YouTube and this popped up, and I have to say this. And y'all gonna be irritated, but just roll with me. It ain't gonna be but a few seconds. My condolences to the families of Terry Funk and Wyndham Rotunda, better known as Bray Wyatt. Those are two people who inhabited the world of professional wrestling. Terry Funk, legendary guy. He died at the age of 79. He died at the age of 79, I believe it was. And Wyndham Rotunda, again better known as Bray Wyatt, had a heart attack apparently and died at the age of 36. So condolences to those families. It was really sad to hear about, and yeah, condolences. Brent.
Hey, Emanuel, how you doing?
Hey, doing good.
That's good. That's good. That's how I was going to end our conversation, talking about, unfortunately, those two families and their loss. And for, I guess, the more casual wrestling fan, Bray Wyatt's father was IRS in the WWF, WWE.
Yes.
So grandfather was Blackjack Mulligan.
And an uncle,
And no doubt.
Barry Windham.
Yep. And they don't forget about Kendall, even though he didn't do much. But,
yeah, can't forget about.
But that's just sad at 36, because I was actually at the pay-per-view, I think, where he last wrestled, where he did like a suicide dive off of a stage in black light. And
yeah, I remember that. Yes,
in
the Mountain Dew match.
Yeah. Oh, it was horrible live. I don't know how it looked on TV, but
it was
came down, because they're like, what in the world are we doing? And then was LA Knight. After he went through the stage, LA Knight rolled into the hole.
Yes.
It was funny. But condolences to their families and to their friends and everything. But I think the last two people, going back to the co-conspirators, turned themselves in this morning. It was the Lutheran preacher from Illinois, and I can't think of his name right now. But it was also the only black lady that was indicted, Trevian Cootie. She was supposed to be Kanye West's former publicist. And if you want to see a mugshot picture, that's one to see. Because she starts off look like she's looking down, then looks up and has this Joker-esque grin on her face, which is different. We'll just say it's different.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. What's her name?
Pull it up. Trevian, Trevian, and last name is Cootie, Kutti. But her role in all of this, because all three of them were tied together with her, the Lutheran preacher, and the black dude, Willie Harrison. He has like four names, but we'll just call him Willie, because all three of them were involved with trying to get Ruby and her daughter, Shay, the folks that Giuliani and Trump just vilified, and they had to move from their house and everything. They were all involved in trying to pressure them into retracting their original statements and saying that they actually stole the election And Trevian was the one who actually went to them under the guise of being some government official and was trying to get them to, to say on the recording that, yes, we stole the election. So the way I see it right now, out of all the things that is out there in terms of the different cases and everything, the ones involving those three, especially if they portrayed themselves to be government officials, those would be the easiest ones to actually get a conviction. Ah, yeah, there it is. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't know who she was looking. Well, with the way she's looking down, maybe she saw you off to the side. I don't know. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. But yeah. So I think out of all of the cases that are going on right now, that's going to be the easiest one to to litigate, because it looks like they got them dead to rights. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened, and no telling when it's going to go through. But just pivoting slightly, I know a bunch of Black Republicans down there in Texas, knew them in Georgia, knew them every place I've lived. And one of the things I think is a couple things I think is motivation. Number one, they think Democrats are losers and they want to win, and they don't care who's doing the winning, just as long as they can say they're winners. It's almost like when folks down here, want to be winners, but unfortunately they're Cowboys fans, but they'll always bring up those Emmitt Smith years. So, I think that's part of it. They want to be winners, and, let's be real. If we look at the two parties as a spades game, the Democrats are trying to play by the rules. They're just trying to make their books. Man, them Republicans, they go for Boston every single time. And that's where the Democrats definitely need to step up their game on. And another part of it is I think is money and power, because you look at the number of Black Republicans. Well, I'm sorry, the number of Black Republicans versus Black Democrats. Well, if you're trying to make money, power, ascend to the higher levels in the different parties, and you're Black, the line is a hell of a lot shorter on the Republican side than it is on the Democrat side. Democrat side, you got to do a whole lot more in order to climb that ladder. So it's very easy, if that's how you want to rock, to switch over to the other side, and you can follow the tropes. When they call you to say, hey, you're both on a straight face, you got it. Here's a super PAC. We'll set you up and get you going. Because there's even a new dude. I don't know if you saw it. He was out protesting when Trump was there. What was his name? He's a former governor candidate out of New York. Derek Gibson. And he was wearing a T-shirt that said "Dingas for Trump." So, not the blacks for Trump, but dingas for Trump.
Huh.
And he was out there yesterday, and I'm like, okay, this is wild. And the cops are trying to come get them out of the roadway to keep it clear. And it's like, see, they bring the black cops over here to try to keep the black people in line. And I'm like, well, number one, you're in the street, and number two, it's Atlanta. They got a lot of black cops.
Yeah.
A whole lot of them. So yeah. So if that's how you roll, so be it. But be intellectually honest to have critiques of the Republican Party when they need it. Just like with Glenn, he would ride or die for the Democrats, but he would also criticize Democrats. But one thing I rarely hear is Republicans actually criticizing other Republicans, and probably because they keep a tighter ship and they don't want that gravy train to stop. So, goodness, whatever party you go for, just understand that, man, they're good and bad in it, but don't try to act like one party is, I think you already said, is all evil and one party is all good, which it ain't.
Right.
But that's all I got for you. I got to finish up this work day. But thanks again, and hey, you have a good weekend.
Hey, you do the same.
All right.
All right. All right. That was Brent. Davis, Marquetta. Marquetta says, "How you playing fair, locking up the ops?" Well, hold on. Let's be honest about this for a second, because I think a lot of people are being a little disingenuous, or is it disingenuous? I think it's disingenuous. Um, let's look at the guy at the top, who a lot of y'all say y'all ain't uh, defending and capping, or is it caping? I'm still not sure. Somebody had to let me know who y'all ain't. But he's saying, hey, look, it's a sad day in America when you can't contest an election without getting arrested. And y'all are running with that, some of y'all. So y'all saying, well, they're treating him unfair. But they're kind of not. Other people have contested elections. It's happened before. He brought up what Stacey Abrams says. She still says that she won that election. Hold on a second. Hold on. Blade.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, they told me to call, man, because this is the second day. You know, you got my name in your mouth. You know, like I done something to you. I thought we was cool.
Hey, we cool. I just know you got like 5 different personalities online, and somebody called in today that sounded like you. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on. Who is the? Wait. And I'm gonna let you finish. Who is the they that told you to call?
My people. Hey, man,
You can
I'm not a
admit that
werewolf.
you watching the show, bro. Ain't nothing real. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm watching you,
I'm watching
and you brought
the
me up.
show, but I didn't watch it yesterday. They told me, you know, you was talking about that
Stop
somebody
it. You
had to tell
did
you-
watch it yesterday. You are Anthony Holloway. You are Boost. You
I
are
don't know what you're talking about.
Heineke. You are, was it John Davison? You are, I can't think of the other one. You are all of those people. You're not fooling me.
Can you prove it with facts?
I can prove it with circumstantial evidence.
That's what I thought. You can't prove it. So why are you bringing it all up if you can't prove it?
Because it's true.
You want everybody else?
Because it's true.
You got facts to prove that that's all them people are me. You don't. Hey, but let's move on.
I'm certain that they are. Yes.
I think not. I'm insulted with you. I'm not a werewolf. I'm a vampire. Vampires do not holler.
But no, he didn't sound like you when he howled. He sounded like you when he initially called in and he said, "Hey, buddy." That sounded like you.
I mean, anybody can say, buddy. You say it.
I very rarely say it, but anybody can say it. But his voice sounded like, look, don't get all bent out of shape. Somebody's voice sounded like your voice, and I pointed it out, and that was it.
No, you just got a problem when people don't buy into your brainwashing. Hey, but it is a sad day that it is a sad day. It'll make no difference, black, Democrat or Republican. Y'all are going so hard for white people. It made me feel like y'all white or y'all want to be white.
Hold on, who's going hard for white people?
Black Republicans and black liberals like you.
Okay,
you
what?
Hold on.
Or. What? And I'm only. I know people don't like when I do this, but I'm gonna ask a question.
Go ahead.
What white people am I going hard for?
You're going hard for Joe,
How?
and the other one's going hard for Trump.
Wait, hold on. Let's start. How am I going hard for Joe?
You are taking up for him because
How?
if anybody say anything dealing with Republicans, they are what you call them?
Republicans.
What you call black Republicans?
Republicans.
You said they voting for a terrorist group. That's what you always say.
No, I say Republicans are a hate group.
Yeah.
But if you tell me you're a Republican, you know I call you a Republican. That's it.
No. We can't vote for humans, so we don't deal with that. But anyway, I just feel sorry for people.
But wait. You said I'm defending Joe Biden. Tell me when and how.
If somebody vote for Trump, what do you usually say? Or if somebody say they want to vote for Trump?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why not?
Okay, but how is me saying why defending Joe Biden? again, my question is because you made the statement that I defend Joe Biden. I'm asking you how and when. How?
King. I didn't go to school for a debate class. You're keen on that. You're good with
It's
words.
a simple question. What is wrong with y'all?
It's
How do y'all make statements and then get
King.
scared to
King.
answer questions?
No one's scared. It's just the fact you don't accept a logical answer.
You didn't give one.
Just like the one guy said, if he wanted to vote Republican, that's his choice.
I
But
agree.
you argue against that.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
And then you take 20 minutes going against what he's talking about.
I didn't
after he
go
gets off
against
the
what he
phone.
talked about.
But King, this is not the time.
But no. You're not distracting me. Simple question. This is a really simple
I don't have
question.
to, King. It's your show. It's your show.
When, and how did I defend Joe Biden?
You always defend Joe.
Then it should be simple to come up with one time and one way.
What are you talking about? I just told you. You don't want to hear the answers that people give
I'm
you.
listening. Give me the answer. I'll be silent
I just
if you're
gave you the
actually
answer
answering the
about
question.
3 minutes ago.
No, you
if
didn't.
If somebody go against Joe, you have a problem.
What? When? How? What did I say?
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, you do hear me.
I do hear you. What did I say?
I gave you the answer when I first called.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You're just saying stuff. And I
No, for real.
understand that's kind of your thing. But
No.
to say that I'm defending Joe Biden, it should be easy to say, well, this is how you defended him. This is what you said. What did I say?
I already answered you.
You
King.
didn't.
I don't understand why you're going so hard for these people.
What did I do to go hard for Joe Biden?
If somebody says something good about the Republicans, you say the Republicans is a terrorist act. Terrorist group.
How is that defending Joe Biden?
Because you're trying to say black people shouldn't be voting for terrorists.
They shouldn't, but how is that defending Joe Biden?
You can keep on saying the same thing, King. I mean, I can give you 50 answers, and you still ain't going to accept it. Talking to you is like
okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I know. Asking people questions and expecting actual answers is one of my flaws.
King, yes. Talking to you is like talking to Satan. You're not going to accept anything that somebody's going against you. You never have solutions, King.
All right.
So I think it's a dangerous time for intelligent black people like you to play with your audience. It's dangerous, King. Peace out.
All right. I don't think y'all understand the way questions work. I think, or maybe y'all understand questions, but y'all don't understand the way answers work. Answers should actually answer the question. I don't understand. And I didn't, let me tell you, when I ask a question, most times, I'm not asking the question looking for some sort of a flaw so that I can jump on it. I promise I'm not. I just want to know the actual answer. Because if he had said, when you said this, that was a defense of Joe Biden, I'd have been like, oh, I probably didn't even realize that I said that. And again, for me, it's an opportunity for me to check myself and be like, I'm not out here to defend Joe Biden. He got plenty of money. He got plenty of people around him. He's got the power of the whole government. Joe Biden can defend Joe Biden. I'm here trying, to some degree, trying to get us people, to a point, like I said yesterday, we don't really understand the issues and politics. We really don't, because they're not really ever discussed in a way that we can follow them. You can watch hearings. You're not going to hear information in the hearings. So my thing is, let's just be able to try to think these things through. And one of the things that I think is a part of thinking. Is when people make a definitive statement and you ask them basically, how did you come to that conclusion? And if you can't, you may have a problem articulating the entire process of logic that brought you there, but you should be able to do something along those lines. You should be able, there should be a train of logic, even if, you know what I'm saying, you can't hit each car. You should be able to hit some of the key cars that take you from the engine to the caboose. But I'm finding that as I talk to people who are supposed to be intelligent people, and you begin to ask them, first, everybody's defensive. Everybody's defensive. Oh, are you asking me? You trying to get me in a trap? No, I'm just asking a question. Just asking a question. And so because everybody's defensive, they don't want to answer the question because they're afraid that the answer that they're going to give ain't going to sound all that good. So they don't answer the question. Like, come on. Just answer the question. I'm trying to learn. That's why I'm asking. Hey, Drop, why did you become a Republican? He might have threw out some gem, some nugget, and I would have been like, oh, I never thought of it like that. But instead of doing that, let's avoid the question. Let's try to turn it around. Let's complain about the question. Hold on. And you telling me that Blade, you are not this same guy who just said this exact same thing on the air. Blade, you just said that on the air. You ain't got no solution. And then you get off the air and then you log in as John Davison and you say the exact same thing that you said on the air. The exact same thing you said on the air, and I'm not supposed to believe that you are you? You could at least reworded it or something in some way that wasn't like word for word what you just said. I know that's not a huge sentence to, be able to reword, but you just said that. And I'm supposed to think a random anonymous account saying the exact same thing that you just said is not you. Come on, bro. We not dumb. Stop. Stop. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right. Oh, I got like 8 minutes. I want to show people how this is done. I do have to get out of here. I do this every once in a while. I haven't done it in a while. I'm here. I will answer any question that you have, except for the ones that I won't. Like, some stuff ain't none of your business. You know what I'm saying? If you ask like really personal questions, I'm not going to answer that. But I'll answer any reasonable question that you have. I try to, normally do this for like the last 5 or so minutes of a show. Have a show dedicated to Black Republicans only. Why? Black Republicans can call now. You see, I don't get a whole lot of calls. So y'all got access to call right now. And, make this platform one that will serve a lot of y'all goal, which is to recruit people to vote for Republicans. So why would I have to do one specifically for Black Republicans? And if y'all not going to answer questions when they're asked, what's the purpose in that? Because we got questions. Vote Republican. Why? See, there you go, asking them questions. Like, what? You're trying to get me to see the error of my ways in voting for Democrats. So I ask you, why should I vote for Republicans? And now you mad because I asked the simple question that every Democrat that you're trying to convince to not vote Democrat anymore is going to ask. And if you're not going to answer the question, what's the point? What's the point? All right, to the questions. Does Lincoln wear shoe socks that smell? I'm not sure what that means. If you're asking about his actual socks, I have no idea. I've never smelled his socks. I don't know. Did you ever research to see if you were a natural or a Jericho male? No, I didn't. I let that ball slip. I asked you where little baby was about an hour ago. Little baby not here. She's not here. I believe she's actually at her aunt's house, but she's not here. Can I get a shirt with the picture of Trump I want on it? Send me the picture that you want, and I will see what I can do. Go to my Facebook page, or you can just email it to me. Emanuel Livingston at yahoo.com. Here's another question. Why do black people want to be part of two parties so bad that don't care about them? I don't know that it's that black people want to be a part of the parties that don't care about them. I think it's that people in general, because the party don't care about white people either. They don't care about Latinos. They don't care about Asians. They care about them. But I think people join a party or kind of link up with a party because they see something in that party, or because they understand somebody gonna get in office. Somebody gonna win. Somebody gonna lose. I get to have a say, very small say, and some even debate whether or not you actually have that say. But I can help decide that. And if I got two people in front of me, I have to look at them and say which one is going to be, maybe neither is going to be good, but even if you phrase it like this, which of them is going to hurt me the least? Somebody going to win. Somebody going to lose. So it's not, oh, I want to be a part of a party that don't care nothing about me. It's, I have a say, and I'm going to use my voice. I hope that answered your question. Do I have church shoes on deck right now? As a matter of fact, I do. I got some shoes in the car. See, because Wyatt tried to bust me out. Let me tell y'all what happened, right? This is the way, that I operate sometimes when I do gigs. Because sometimes I do a gig and I do the sound. So I have to show up. I got on some gym shoes, some jeans, a t-shirt. And I have to show up and set up all the sound and stuff, mic the drums and, all the other instruments and all that kind of stuff. Set mic stands, put up the speakers, the subs, the wedges, set up the mixing console and, everything that goes along with it. And then by the time I'm finished doing that, sometimes it's like 3 minutes until showtime. And my outfit is out in the car. We got to hit the stage in 3 minutes. So now I got to run out to the car and change my clothes real quick. And I'm moving fast. Oh, take this off. Take that off. Yeah, I changed clothes in the car. Don't be trying to creep by and look. Stop being nasty. But yeah, I had to change my clothes in the car. Boom, boom, boom. Put on everything. Take all the stuff that's over there. And I might throw that in the back seat. Then I get up there and I do do the show. Then I got to break everything down. And once I get everything down, I'm probably still dressed in my clothes for the stage. I break everything down, run out to the car, and now I'm loading stuff. Well, now them clothes that I just threw in the back seat, they in the way because I got to put some stuff there. So I might move them, further back somewhere where they can sit. I done already put the stuff in the back of the car, so now I can take that stuff and sit it back there and then load up the whole car. And then I get home and I'm tired. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I get that stuff later. Get to driving around and, stuff move and shift. And so then the next time I'm going to pull stuff out, oh, there was a shoe. I forgot I had that shoe in there. So that was the situation. That was the situation. He tried to bust me out. Have I started grounding? No, I haven't. I haven't. Wait, you still have Yahoo? Yes, I got Yahoo. I got Gmail. What else do I got? I use another one, but I don't really use it. I use Yahoo and I use Gmail. Yes. Did you say hello to your viewers? Yes, I did. I did say hello to my viewers. You were late. That's what happened. No, I did. I said hello. And hello to you. Hello to you. Are you going to make a BAP shirt? I designed a BAP shirt, but again, the design, I'm not, because every time I look at it, it looks like, hold on, let me see if I can pull up the BAP shirt. It looks like I'm promoting domestic violence. See if I can pull it up real quick. What did I use to design it? What is the little designing program? I'm drawing a blank right now. What's the program people use to design stuff? When somebody tell me, I'll come back. I'll pull it up. I'll show it to y'all. Canva. Thank you. Canva. I couldn't think of it. I don't know why. I could not think of Canva. See if I remember this login. It's been a minute. Every time I do it, it looks like, or at least it feels like, oh, that was the wrong password. Oh, it's been a minute. What? I might not be able to pull it up. It looks like I don't remember the password. Ah, there it is. I got it. What's that? I don't need that. But maybe I'm going to try to show y'all, and then y'all can tell me. It just looks like I'm promoting violence. This was just a quick. I am not a designer. Oh, I am not a designer. Oh, that is so funny. It is so funny, but it's not funny at all. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can make that. Put that over there. I am not a designer. All right. Just to be clear, I am not a designer. But it just feels like I am promoting domestic violence. It feels like I'm promoting domestic violence. I tried a number of different designs. Everything that I come up with feels like I am promoting domestic violence. And I don't want to promote domestic violence. Oh, that is so bad. Oh, boy. That is so bad. I do not want to promote domestic violence. I can't think of a way to come up with a shirt that does not feel like I am promoting domestic violence. Because that's what it was. That's what it was. It was domestic violence. Let me see. Any more questions? Answer the damn question. I've answered every question. Didn't I answer every question? Maybe I didn't. Am I gonna make the BAP shirt? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels like I'm promoting domestic violence. I'm anti-domestic violence. Oh boy. Oh, let me see. Any more questions? Any more questions? Are you ready for possible COVID-19 restrictions coming back this winter? Look, I didn't have a whole lot of problem with COVID-19 restrictions. So if they come back, I'm all right with them. You're not forcing me to inject nothing into my body, but I'll put on a mask. I'll, wear some gloves. I'll, stay in, whatever. I didn't really have a problem with COVID restrictions. So sure. Sierra says, BAP, I think you had to, it was a story somebody told a long time ago, and it was a terrible, terrible story. It was a terrible, terrible story. Let me see. Any more questions? Any more questions? I think that's all the questions. Lakeisha say negative. My cousin, who I trust her legal opinion, she says don't make this shirt. She says no. Okay. What is your Cash App? I'm not comfortable giving out my Cash App right now. I'm not comfortable. Because then people will start giving me money. And that's not what I'm in this for right now. But, I appreciate, I don't know if that's why you were asking, but maybe one of these days. Why does that look like a single hand prayer? Because in my mind, when he told the story and he said, you see this? That's how he held his hand up. Hold on, let me see if I can. And I was trying to capture the essence of, hold on, let me see. If I do, where I'm at, I'm here. If I do my flying key, that puts me up there. I don't want to be up there. I want to be down here. And I want to be bigger. How many of us have never said that? Take me up. All right there. So in my mind, when he said, you see this? This is what he did. See, it's backwards on here. I hate that it's backwards. Why is it backward? He said, you see this? And so in my mind, that's why the hand is exactly like that, because that's what he did. You see this? BAP. In my mind, that's what he did. So that's why, you see this? This is so terrible. It's terrible. It's a story a man told, and, he did some domestic violence. It's horrible. And that's why I can't come up with, somebody designed me a BAP shirt. 2, maybe 3 colors at the max. We'll see what we can do. Regina says, it looked like you slapping someone. That's exactly what he was doing. In the story, his woman was going off on him, and I really can't do much justice to the story, but she hit him and, whatever. And he told her, you see this? BAP. So that's what he did. But the way he told the story, you got to be a member of that group. Maybe one of these days I'll pull up some of these clips myself and put them on my YouTube channel or something. But you got to see it and hear the story. It was horrible. And they want me to make a shirt. So that's why the hand looked like a single hand prayer. You see this? Bap. That's exactly what he said. That's what he said that he said. Sierra says, I'll hold the money for you. Blade says, make some purge shirts, homie. See, again, homie. People ain't saying homie no more, except for you, Blade. That's how we know. Can I prove it in a court of law? No. But that's you, dude. Wow, where can I purchase one? I have not made this shirt because I don't want to promote domestic violence. I'm half praying about it. Did the little baby smack the bully? I don't know. I haven't talked to the little baby. And when I talked to her mama, we haven't talked about that yet. So in my mind, it hasn't happened because I imagine that she would call and she would say, she got into a fight. She would tell me. So in my mind, it didn't happen, but you never know. You never know. Am I watching the NFL this season? No, I am not. Emanuel, I will listen and follow you, but I won't follow you off the cliff. Thank you. That makes perfect sense. Sierra says, change it to a folding chair. Oh, all right. What's the idea? It's an idea. It is steamy hot outside, Janice. Isn't the story in the Buzz Friends Facebook group? Yes. Yes, it is. Everything looks fine. The writing on top could be smaller. Huh. Okay. Don't make the shirt. Okay. Emanuel, is that a fact that it is Blade? No. I have a very strong belief that it is. I can't prove it in a court of law. See how I did that? That's what answering questions are. Acknowledging that I feel like it's factual, but that's because I feel like it doesn't make it factual. See? You see how I did that? This is an exercise, see? It's an exercise. So people understand how to actually answer questions. Is it a fact that is Blade? No. It's an exceptionally strong held belief. But that's Blade. Let's see. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. Got me get ready to get out of here. Hold on. Let's go back here. Go back here. Turn that off. All right. Yeah, let me get ready to get out of here. Hold on. Go back. I appreciate y'all calling, listening, watching, hanging, and whatever else it is that you did. I appreciate y'all. Hold on a second. I'm looking through some stuff. That's kind of old. But yeah, no, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. All of that kind of stuff. Did I ever do the indoor skydiving? No, I did not. I still intend on it, but I don't want to necessarily go do it by myself. And I had planned to take the little baby, but when I had planned to take her, then her mother and her aunt said they want to go. And so I'm like, all right, well, we can go and we can take all the kids. And the schedules never matched up and all of that kind of stuff. It turned into a bit of an ordeal. So I think I'm going to go. I'm going to take the little baby. It might just be me and her. And then if we got to go do it again, that's going to be what it's going to be. But it'll be sometime after September. So no, I didn't do it yet. All right, y'all. Let me get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Taking some time out of your day to spend, listening to me. I don't take it for granted. I guess that's about it. It's been the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I don't know what you got planned today, but if you're around somebody else, do me a favor and be the reason that somebody else smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.